Hey everyone, you have the same 4 tags copy pasted across 20 resources. Your manager says add a new tag to every time. You spend 30 minutes updating every single file. That's not Terraform. That's a mistake. Local fix. This is in one line. Let me show you. So first is, what are locals? A local is named expression. You define it once inside your config. Terraform makes it available everywhere. Three things to remember: it is not a variable. You can't pass it in from outside. It is not an output. It's never exposed. It is purely an internal shortcut. Syntax is just two line. Local, then give the name and your expression. And you can use into the reference as well. Local dot and give the name. So it should be singular, not plural. So multiple local block allowed in the same file or across file. Terraform merges them all at plant time. Okay, next is local versus variable. So here is aspect, variable and local. So set from outside. Yes, you can set the variable outside, active or CLI or environment. You cannot set the outside. So this is the difference in local and the variable. Next is set inside config. So no, you cannot set inside the config. In case of local, yes, expression you can write as well. Can use expression, no in case of variable, but in case of local, you can use the expression. Exposed to caller, variable exposed to the caller. Meanwhile, local never exposed to the caller. Use for user script and it is for the internal computer logic. Decision rule: value come from outside, that's mean variable. Value come inside, that is local. So this is the difference between local and variable in Terraform. So next is local with expression. This is when the local become powerful. So first one is string interpolation. How do you write the syntax? Locals, and then you have to give the curly braces, bucket equal, then into the dollar with the curly braces. You can use the var.app, same var.env and var.region. So it will combine all the things. Like I give the name of the my application, say Facebook. So I give the FB. So it will be FB hyphen dev hyphen US East 1. So this is how you can use the local. So build name dynamically, no hard coding needed. Second one is conditional. If you give the condition like is prod equal true or false, then instance type pick large or micro based on the one variable drive the whole decision. Third one is string function. So upper, lower, replace. These are the string function. Transform value once, use the clean version everywhere. Last one is arithmetic. Add two variable together, name the result. Simple but save repetition. So that's how you can use the arithmetic. So most common pattern and common tags. This is the most common real world pattern. So pay attention. See, if you are creating a resource, AWS instance web, and give the tag environment production, team platform, managed by Terraform. So just paste as it is. And same for the S3 bucket, you have pasted again. But this is the bad practice. Just define the resource, AWS instance, and give the your local name. Same resource, your local name or the resource name, and created a separate block, local with the common tag. So this is the name of the your local. So how can you use it into the tags? So tags equal local dot common tag in both resources like instance or the S3. So if you want to need a new tag, you can add directly into the here into the local block, not separately like in that case. So these are the bad practices if you are approaching the bad approach. Updated and every resource block, miss one and drift happen. Okay, so that could be happen. Good approach is update local common tags once every resource pick it up automatically. So next is merge, which is extend common tag per resources. Let's suppose you have an EC2 and you want add more tags specifically in some EC2. Like I have three EC2 instances, one for backend, one for front end. So I will want to separate tags for both both the application, like for the front end or the backend. So we can use the merge with the local tag as with the local common tags as well. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to define the common tags like locals common tag and give the variable accordingly. And then while you created the resources, you have to define your resource use the merge function with local common tag, and inside the curly braces you can add your tag as well. So it basically common tag plus resource tag. So Terraform combine both into one final tag map, common tag on everything, specific tags per resources, zero duplication. So that's how you can use the merge function. Next is local before loops. We are using the for each here. For each need a map or set, not a raw list. Local prepare the data first. So see, if you are using a locals and with the for each loop, so you need the map or the set, not a list, because list has a problem with the for each that shows error. Let me give you an example. Like I have created a resource that is AWS IAM user and give some local name, and here we are applying the for each loop with the users directly. So what will happen? Terraform will throw the error. So what are we doing into the first step? We are inputting the variable as a raw list. We have a variable user default value. We have a list, 3 users, Alice, Bob, or Carol. Bob is not active, that is inactive, and rest are active. So second, we are filtering out. So first we filter the user and then convert to the map. So here we are checking that user is active or inactive. So we apply the loop on the user and checking is user active or not. So if it's true, so what will happen? Bob will drop here and the data is still in a list. So we have to change into the map. For changing into the map, so we got the list that is active map, name equal Alice, true, and the name equal name equal Carol, active true. So we got the list with the active user. Next we have to convert it into the map. So here into the active map we are converting into the map. So this square bracket changes into the curly braces. I will show you into the demo itself. And the last step, what we are doing, we are creating the IAM user and looping over the all the active user, and then we add the tag and all the things. So this is the thing while we use the locals with for each. So next is for expression in locals transform data. So we have an input web instance name and 3 list basically, web, API, and worker. This is a simple list of a string. All 3 transformation below start from the same list. So first we are doing list to map. So changing list into the map, you have to choose the local for name in web.instance name, and then use this operator to change name to the t3 micro. That is hard code value of the name. So what is happening here? It convert the list into a map where each name become a key, and the value is hard coded, that is t3 micro. So output will look like this. So web is t3 micro, same for the API and same for the worker. Next we are converting list to the uppercase, that is uppercase list. So we applied the loop for in when.name instance, then colon, and we are applying the function that is upper, and it convert all the keys, all the values in the list into the uppercase, that is web, API, and worker. Last is list in computed map. So we apply in all the list, but I took web and API. Just suppose that web and API, and what we are doing, web.env $name hyphen bucket. So $name, let's say we have a web and env is prod. So what will happen? Prod hyphen web hyphen bucket. So value of web will be this, and if you want to for the API, then prod API bucket. Even if you need the worker, so it will be prod whatever the name, if it's node, then prod name bucket. So that's how Terraform expression we can use into the local. Okay, next is local referencing, locals plus condition. So on the top left side you can see chaining built-in step. So local can refer other local defined in the same block. Terraform figure out the dependency order automatically at plant time. You don't have to worry about which line comes first. So how it resolve by the Terraform itself. So you have a where.environment and where.app name, which is stored into the env and the app. Let's suppose you have a prod environment and application is payment. So this one is prod and app. So prefix will be prod hyphen payment. If you are creating some bucket, so it will be prod hyphen payment hyphen data, and same for the log, prod hyphen payment hyphen logs. So that's how Terraform will resolve. On the top right, that is condition one where drives all. On the top right, conditionals one where drives all. So we have a local block here, and is prod just nothing. It's a boolean gate which check it is prod or not. So syntax will be condition, then question mark, value of true, colon, value is false. So how it resolve? By the Terraform itself. So it will check is environment is prod or dev or any other environment. So if it's prod, so it will create the T3 large. If it's false, then it will create the T3 micro. That means it depend on the value of is prod. If it's true, it create the T3 large. If it's false, it create the T3 micro. Same deletion protection. If it's true, then it create the true, that is enable the deletion protection. If it's false, then it not enable the deletion protection. Same for the replication count. If it's prod, it create the 3 replicas. If it's false, then it create the 1 replica. Okay, there is a warning, never circular reference. Local.a refer local.b refer local.a, means we have a circular, a refer to b and b refer to a, so it becomes circular and will get the error. It might be possible. Okay, next is toSet. Prepare list for each. You can create the list using toSet function. I will explain in upcoming video. Next is what local cannot do. Cannot accept the external input. They are not variable, so you can pass a value in front of TFR, CLI or environment variable. Cannot be overridden at runtime. You cannot change while you run the Terraform all the commands. No dynamic overriding here. Next is cannot reference resources. Local can only reference variable, data source and other local, not resource attribute. Cannot be circular, as I told you earlier, that local A refer to local B and local B refer to local A. That cause error. Terraform detect this and fail immediately. Not visible in Terraform output. Local are not visible in Terraform output. Okay, key rule and pattern summary. This is the closing slide. So rule number 1, use local as singular. To reference never locals. It means if you are using the singular, use the local that is singular. Never use the locals. Next, rule number 2, multiple local block are fine. Terraform merge them all. Like you have created the locals. See here is the keyword S here, but not here. So multiple locals block are fine. Terraform merge them all. Locals are evaluate at plant time, not at runtime. While you run the plant command, so it will evaluate by the Terraform while you run the plant command. No circular dependencies, as I've already told you. Last is local are module scoped, not visible outside the module. So when we learn the module, we will check can we access the local outside the module. So that's all in this video. If you find this helpful, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.